All right, hello everybody. We are trying something out here. This is going to be a live stream of the Sunday Talks podcast. Oh my God, we've only done 3 episodes. This is episode. All right, hello everybody. 4. We're trying something out here. This is going to be a live stream. See, I told you guys. Talks podcast. Oh my God. Boom, there we go. We fixed it. It's all good now. That was fun. Robert, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
See, this is first time for everything. We're trying.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. It's a work in progress.
It's all working out. So far, so good. We're going to be talking some superhero movies tonight. We're going to be talking, how we think the summer has gone so far. I'm just jumping into the live chat here to say hello to everybody, all 0 people that are watching.
I have 5 watching.
What? Oh my God, we're so famous! Just kidding. So Robert, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself while we get going here?
Hello, I am Robert.
Is that it?
I mean, there's not a lot to say. You guys, everybody watching, or most people watching, know Maggie. I'm actually Maggie's brother. Hello, sister. How are you?
Hello, dear sister.
Yeah, I have known, obviously, Maggie my whole life, and Tim I've known for a while, too.
No.
Yeah, it's true, right? Crazy, huh? I'm also really big into movies, just like these 2 are, and yeah. Unless there's something else you want me to say.
No, I mean, we're talking movies. That's the whole reason we're here.
Exactly.
Whole reason.
James Carpenter talked in the chat.
Oh, did he? Oh my God, I'm so excited.
He just said hello, Robert. He didn't talk to you. It was to me.
Beautiful. So, yeah, we've got a couple things that we want to talk about. The biggest thing is going to be we're going to talk our favorite and least favorite superhero movies, but we're also going to talk how we think summer 2017 has gone movie-wise, what we think maybe some of the best are there. Why don't we start out with that? Because this last weekend,
I forgot to look at that list.
We had no. I've got this because this weekend spawned one of the most incredible cinematic experiences I've ever had in my life.
I mean, I doubt that.
I don't think that's true.
And that's the Emoji Movie. Now, for the 4s of people watching who have probably seen the Emoji Movie, it's one of the most incredible things that has ever hit the big screen. And
I didn't see it.
Neither did I.
You didn't see it, Robert? So
absolutely not.
One of 3 here who has watched it. And it's just, it's horrid. It's just absolutely horrid. And I don't understand how these big budget movies like the Emoji Movie
How big was it budget?
I'm not saying that the budget,
You're saying
it's a wide released in the pop culture conscience movie.
Like, people know about it.
It's the frickin' Emoji Movie.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think a lot of people said the same thing about the Lego Movie when that was coming out. But the Lego Movie was good.
Great.
Yeah.
This was terrible. And I hope I never have to hurt my eyes again by watching that. So,
worst movie of the year so far?
What's that?
I said worst movie of the year so far? Or?
I don't know. The Bye-Bye Man was pretty bad.
It's hard to say though, because we just left the Bye-Bye Man because
we
were like, this is
really
a waste of time.
We could not handle the Bye-Bye Man.
So. Couldn't handle the glory that was the Bye-Bye Man.
No. There was too much going on in the Bye-Bye Man for me to be able to handle that beauty. But otherwise, what are some of your favorites of the summer so far?
Favorites. Baby Driver has to be mentioned right away.
I mean, okay.
Transformers.
Shut up.
I didn't see that. Sure did not see that one.
Terrible. Definitely Spider-Man and Planet of the Apes are my top 2.
I was about to say there's only one right answer.
Planet of the Apes.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
I would say I don't know, like top 3 of the summer so far are probably Baby Driver, Planet of the Apes, and either Spider-Man or Big Sick.
Big
Big
Sick.
Sick was good, but like, I don't know. I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was. I enjoyed Spider-Man. Every time I watched it, it kind of lost its like sentiment to me.
I agree. Like, I liked it much better the first time.
I only saw it the 2 times, but I thoroughly enjoyed it both times.
Yeah, whereas War for the Planet of the Apes gets better each time, and I've seen it twice, and it got better the second time.
I agree.
Yeah, I still need to. I would need to watch it a second time. I've only seen it the once.
You should probably see the other 2 another time. As well.
Before you go see the third one again.
What? Why?
Because you just watched them all. You gotta let it digest.
So then I need to watch them all again.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Sure, 100%. Yeah, no, but War for the Planet of the Apes, I would argue, might be my favorite movie of the year.
Me too. I'd second that motion.
Really?
Sorry, I was told not to piggyback off of you, but
I thought you liked
It's the
Beauty and the
truth.
Beast more.
Yeah. There's a couple of it that I think I liked better than. I think War is third for me right now.
hard. Like I can't really pick anything right now. Like
Yeah.
I'd say like there's like a 3-way sort of tie going between like there's so many good movies. If I had to pick 3, I would say
But for the year or for the summer?
for the year,
Oh boy.
Logan and Planet of the Apes and Beauty and the Beast, which are 3 like completely different movies. So it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm picking my top 3 of the year so far, in no particular order, it's Beauty and the Beast, War for the Planet of the Apes, and Baby Driver, probably.
I really like Baby Driver, but I
The
think
hype was too real.
the hype got so real for me.
The hype is just like a serious problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm all aboard the hype train for that movie.
Well, no, I was aboard the hype train too, and I still enjoyed the movie. It was just like, whereas I walked out of Baby Driver and said, yeah, it was really good. I liked it. When the hype was real, the hype was also real for Planet of the Apes.
But like,
And I thought it met that level of hype.
yeah,
If that makes sense.
I do. I
Same with Spider-Man, whereas Spider-Man was like, it's so good, Marvel, oh my god, blah. And then I saw it and I was like, yeah, I really liked it. I didn't love it, though. I wanted to love it.
Right. I feel like we did a lot this summer.
It's
Where we
not,
walked out of movies and you're like, I really wanted to love it, but
yeah,
I did it.
I'm also very picky.
That's true.
To go off on a little bit of a tangent, but it still involves the summer things. We saw a movie today with James Carpenter there in the chat. We saw a Ghost Story today, and that's another shining example of something that I just like wanted to love so much, and then walked out and was like, oh, it was a movie.
Yeah, that movie just impressed me.
I liked it.
I mean, I liked it too, but I definitely walked out feeling like, what's gonna happen when I die? Like, is it gonna be blackness or like vengeance? Like, that's kind of where my mind went. I was really scared to drive James Carpenter home because I thought I was gonna die in a car accident. So
there you go, James. So if you're still watching,
if you're still watching,
you made my fiance want to die.
No,
good for you.
Afraid of death.
Okay, well, same thing. So yeah, let's get into the next topic of conversation. We're gonna be talking.
Because this topic of conversation went like off the rails.
It went a little off the rails.
A little bit.
We want to talk superhero movies. James. I mean, how dare you? Move the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
My God, she's off the rails. Everybody,
You guys good? Like,
yes, I'm sorry,
you good there?
James. It's okay. I can't respond to your chat because I got yelled at.
Look at you can respond. You just have to move.
I'm too short because of this chair.
What do you want to say to James?
Is this where this is going now? We're talking about what we want to say to James.
It's the Affleck's fault.
Superhero movies. So
okay, sorry. Let's
no,
refocus.
Maggie actually mentioned it a little bit before when she said her favorite movies of the year, and one of them was Logan.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk.
I have a list on my phone.
We're each gonna say
They're not in order.
one movie that
Mine either.
in the superhero movie genre that we think is really, really good. One of our favorites. We're just gonna go in a circle here. We're gonna say, each one.
Of a triangle, but
Or of a triangle. That's
Leave
correct.
us alone, Robert.
Leave it alone.
Sorry.
So Maggie, why don't you start? You said Logan is one of your favorite movies of the year. Is that one of your favorites of all time?
I would say so, yes, but I want to start out with, like, because before when you were like, you have to decide, you have to have a definitive, like, best superhero movie of all time. So
Ooh. I don't have that. I was not told to get the one most definitive.
Okay, but it's like not that definitive, but like if you go on my letterbox, it's in like my top 4 movies, so I feel like I need to say it. But at the same time, like it wouldn't exist without other superhero movies. So like there are lots of different arguments to be made here, but I'd say that The Avengers would be my top superhero movie of all time.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Tell us about The Avengers.
Yeah.
Really good. There's lots of good humor. There's lots of good action.
Yeah.
And it's basically like every like dream that like a cinematic universe like wishes that it could be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like it was, I'm not gonna say it was flawless, but like it was definitely a great coming together of everything that they set up. And it has spawned like this amazing like money making, critic pleasing, fan pleasing like thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I would agree with the fact that you say, you know, it's not a flawless movie. Like, it's a movie that I love, obviously. It's in probably my top 5 favorite comic book movies. But it, you know, there's definitely parts of it where it drags. It gets a
it is long.
It's 2 hours and 25 minutes
and there's
long.
No way to feel that. Like, I think almost every time I've watched the movie, I've been like, okay.
It's long, but once it, like, goes,
you get there, you get there.
And it's great.
Definitely.
Robert, why don't you throw one out?
Anyone, just one that's worth noting.
One of your favorites.
Okay, I will go Spider-Man 2.
Oh, you dirty bastard!
Is that what you were gonna say?
That is probably my favorite comic book movie of all time. But go on.
It's really, really up there for me. If you want to talk about it, you can. I can talk about a different one.
Well, we're all gonna talk. So go
all right, I'll talk about Spider-Man 2 for a quick second. So I love the original Spider-Man like almost as much as Spider-Man 2, but where I think Spider-Man 2 gets better is I don't know. There's just something that's a little bit more about it, if you know what I mean.
Villain.
Like, villain, yeah. Well, I love. See, I think I love Willem Dafoe in the first one too.
He was okay.
Like, he's fantastic.
He's in Spider-Man 2.
I know, okay.
Yeah, but like
in a mirror, and he's talking to Harry.
Yeah, that was very.
Yeah, no, okay, but like with Spider-Man 2, there's just so much, and it's if you look at it like there's One Direction, and it's just like an amazing comic book movie or like superhero movie and an amazing movie, and then you can like look deeper and see that there are like real heavy themes in there, like when Otto Octavius's wife dies, and it's like your obsession with your work can hurt the ones you love, and like there's so many, and like how he builds like AI that can hijack a human body, like that kind of stuff is just so cool for me.
I guess to be honest with Spider-Man, like I don't think I've seen it since I was 12 years old, but the fact that like well, Rob,
I recently rewatched
Spider-Man movies were the first superhero movies that we ever saw and watched on a regular basis. So for me,
definitely.
It's like a huge nostalgia factor, and I think I would choose 1 over 2, even though I really like 2. But like 1 was my first superhero movie ever, and the Green Goblin will always haunt my nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, for sure. When he's like wakey wakey Spidey or whatever, when he's
no, it's just the end when he gets stabbed with his own like
glider.
Alert. Like that was scary.
I think we can attest that the first and second Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are great.
Yeah,
great choices. If for some reason the 4 of you watching have not seen it,
I'm sorry.
Like
watch it. It's great stuff.
Green Goblin dies.
So.
The movie came out in 2002, I think. I think we're okay.
My first one I'm throwing out there is Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, okay. So I'll throw out the unpopular opinion. Actually, that's not true. The second Batman Begins. It's not as good. I think of Nolan.
Yeah, I'd second that.
I love The Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight gets a lot of praise that it doesn't necessarily deserve. I think it's one of the best, probably in the top 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah,
in the top
I'd say
5.
it's definitely up there.
It's up there.
You
I think
can't-
it's a good movie. It's way too long.
Yeah, everything after like the Joker stuff is just a little bit. Yeah.
I love the movie, and honestly, that's the one that I look forward to in the trilogy.
I really like the third one. I know.
But Batman Begins like does such a good job of setting up this new Gotham that we're not used to, because at the time we have to remember that this is coming after on the heels about 8 years after Batman and Robin, which is just a monstrosity. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. It's just a monstrosity, and so getting this new movie, Batman Begins, it was so fresh, and it had a darker tone, but it didn't hit that like really dark tone that The Dark Knight eventually brought us. So it was like new and fresh, and I think Batman Begins is really underrated. Everything's always The Dark Knight is amazing, and The Dark Knight Rises was disappointing.
I liked The Dark Knight Rises.
Well,
I thoroughly.
I like that movie too. We'll get there. But I think Batman Begins is one that a lot of people overlook.
I mean, I guess, to be honest, and this might be like bad to say, but I just sort of consider all 3 of those movies as one thing. I know that's like not okay, but I just consider it as like the Nolan Batman trilogy, and it's great.
The other point though to be made is that you didn't see them all. No. The first time you saw all of them, it was as one.
Right. We watched them all basically in 2 days, and that was the first time we saw them.
So there is that to be said.
I'm sorry that I suck.
Yeah. And the second time you saw them was in one day.
Did we watch them all?
Yes, we did. It was
a good
day. It was a good day. All right, Maggie, why don't you throw out another one?
Go for it.
I'm gonna consult my list.
Consult your list.
Yeah. Okay. This is also, I think, an unpopular opinion, but I love it. And I really like the first Captain America movie.
The first
Avenger. Yeah.
The first Avenger, yeah.
Like the first Captain America movie ever. But like, I'm really, I like history a lot, and I really knew nothing about Captain America going into this movie, and I thought that Chris Evans did a great job. Spoiler alert, Captain America is my favorite Avenger. And I don't know, I always liked it. And like Red Skull is a great villain.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving is really
Well, even the whole cast of that movie, not just Hugo Weaving, but Toby Jones, who is Dr. Sebastian Stan, Tommy Lee Jones, Haley Atwell, like.
Like I know that a lot of people were like bored by it, and they just thought that it was like lame. And there are a lot of montages. Like I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like all I wanted going into a Captain America movie was Captain America killing Nazis, and that part was a montage.
But you see, like I didn't have that need going into the movie, so as a girl, I was happy.
Yeah, you know,
a girl who likes history.
Captain America has the first Avenger. It has aged better. Yeah. I think the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, great.
When we just rewatched it, I thought it was great.
And well, that's what I'm getting to. If you would let me finish, I think it gets better as time goes on. I think that by the time that in a post Avengers world, going back to that movie, I enjoyed a lot more than I did the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Still not one
I understand like the whole you just wanted to see him kill Nazis, but even when he's giving his speech to Stanley Tucci and he's like, I don't want to kill anybody.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like bullies. Like but so I think that was kind of some of the reasoning behind it. And I also really like First Avenger more than a lot of other people do. But it's also not my favorite of the 3 Captain America movies.
Okay,
so
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
No, I understand. Just like I would acknowledge that The Dark Knight is probably a better made film than Batman Begins, but I personally, if I have to choose between the two, I would rather watch Batman Begins than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so Robert, what do you got next?
All right, next I was going to bring up, sorry, I need to go back to my list real quick. Because I have it typed. I'm sorry.
James wishes the Joker was in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I did see that James wanted the Joker to be in Dark Knight Rises. I am actually going to go. Yeah, we'll do it. Days of Future Past is one that I'm gonna throw out.
Yeah.
Because as somebody who until recently hadn't seen every X-Men movie start to finish all the way through, I had seen Days of Future Past. That was actually probably Days of Future Past was probably the first one that I saw start to finish all the way through.
Okay.
And the visuals in it are just great. I love how it incorporates both the old and the new cast.
Yep.
So that crossover is really, really nice.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just really like Days of Future Past. I think timeline crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we how we were talking about, this might be unpopular, but the way we were talking about it earlier, when we were talking about summer movies, how there's the hype train, and the hype train rides. I remember when Days of Future Past was coming out.
Me too, but I didn't care.
Memorial Day, May of 2014. I had just been disappointed by The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
As you are. We'll talk about that later too.
I had just seen Godzilla and was like, it's a movie. I liked it a lot. It was a movie, And then Days of Future Past comes out, and everyone's like, it's the best X-Men movie ever. And this was also the return of Bryan Singer directing the X-Men. So naturally, I was excited. And I saw it, and I walked out, and I was like, yeah, it's good.
I don't know. I'm more attached to First Class and Days of Future Past than the first three. Which may be wrong.
No, you're not wrong. I think that as a combined unit, First Class and Days of Future Past together are better. But I think that, I don't know, I really like the first half of Days of Future Past. So for when
I guess my biggest complaint with Days of Future Past is Jennifer Lawrence and her annoying.
I thought she was good in that movie.
Yeah, I thought she was.
Where she starts to get, but in Days of Future Past, the first half I think is really solid and really good, and I like seeing Wolverine going back into the old. What is it? The 70s in that movie, I think. Yeah, it's the 70s.
No.
It is.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's the 70s, and I like seeing that. But everything everything at the White House at the end, when when Magneto takes the stadium and puts it up, it's enjoyable, but I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best X-Men movie.
That's fair.
If we're talking X-Men, there's one that I would pick that came out earlier than that. That's better.
Yeah, I don't know. I also really, really like the opening battle scene of Days of Future Past.
Yes.
I with the destroyers,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's violent.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's really good. All right, I'm gonna throw out another one then. If we're gonna stay on the X-Men train,
Apocalypse. I didn't think so.
I don't mind that movie.
It's okay.
I've only seen it once, and when it was in theaters, and I didn't mind it then. But I'm gonna rewatch it soon.
Yeah. No, my go-to with the X-Men, when I'm thinking about, I just want to watch an X-Men movie, it's First Class. It's always First Class. And I think X-Men 2 is probably a better movie, but First Class is just it's more enjoyable to me because I'm such a big James McAvoy fan. I'm such a big Michael Fassbender fan. I
think their duos.
Even Matthew
Vaughn.
The
Logan cameo there where they walk into the bar and they're trying to find the mutants and he looks at them, fuck off, and all that, everything X-Men in that movie works really well. And plus that's Matthew Vaughn firing on all cylinders.
Matthew Vaughn's just
had that movie not worked, we never would have saw Kingsman.
Right.
So I mean, I think First Class is the ultimate X-Men movie for me.
You're talking the most watchable, the most rewatchable,
it's
the most enjoyable.
Yeah. It's the lightest too.
Yeah,
it's definitely the lightest on its feet. For the end. What, when they're in Cuba? Yeah. I mean,
when he gets paralyzed.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
It was 2011.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Maggie.
We're gonna keep riding the X-Men train.
Sky.
Are we?
Leave him alone.
He's
He's
saying
trolling, I think.
he's trolling us.
I'm gonna go with Logan. I'm gonna throw that out there because
We're staying on that X-Men.
that's what I said.
Okay, I'll get off of it next. Don't you worry about it.
It's great.
Yeah,
Logan's good.
Logan is in my top 3 favorite movies of the year.
And I don't think it's gonna leave.
The
like,
top
that's-
3.
I don't think it's gonna stay in. Or I mean, I think it'll probably be in my top 5, but I don't. It's not in my top 3.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. But like, it's definitely gonna stay. I feel like in the top.
You know, it's, and this is why, like before I was saying with First Class, like I think Logan is a better made, better movie. It's not as rewatchable. I don't
because
think.
it's heavy.
It's
That's
really
true.
It's amazing. Do not get me wrong. I love Logan so much.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it twice.
I've seen it
I've seen it twice as well.
3 times.
Did we see it twice in the theater?
I saw it twice in the
Yeah,
theater.
okay.
I saw it twice in the theater. Yeah, no, it was I love Logan.
I think my biggest problem with Logan is cell phone documentaries.
I mean, that scene's a little ridiculous. It's a tad
Don't think
ridiculous.
about it so much.
Yeah, that's fair. But no, I love how, I mean, if, you know, we have to give a little shout out to Deadpool for allowing us to have Logan.
Is that your next one?
No. I'm not throwing Deadpool out there. I'm just saying because Deadpool succeeded as an R-rated in that franchise, like, we were able to get the violence and the grittiness that Logan was able to bring.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Yeah, Deadpool is like crazy good.
Yeah, Deadpool is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I know it's Robert's turn, so go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think I am going to. I think you guys have already actually talked about this on Sunday Talks. Maybe not. I'm going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Is what I'm.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because Guardians of the Galaxy is not only one of the best of the MCU, not only one of the best comic book movies. It's just fantastic. It's funny. It is intelligent. It's got heavy parts when it needs to have heavy parts. You like characters that aren't just like the 2 leads. You really care about side characters. Like Rocket is one of the most. I mean, he's a talking genetic engineered raccoon, and he's one of the most relatable things in that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Even more so in the second one.
Especially even more so in the second one. And you have villains that you're not sure if you want to root for or root against, and like Yondu and the Ravagers.
Yeah.
It's really conflicting and it's appealing in many ways. The action is fantastic. I mean, the scene where Groot throws the guys against the door over and over and over again is amazing.
Oh, where he just like slices.
Yeah, and then he turns around and just smiles.
Yep.
Amazing. I mean, it's funny. James Gunn is just amazing what he did with Guardians.
Fun fact, James Gunn wrote Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I know.
James Carpenter's favorite films, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're his favorite movies of all time. No, Guardians is my favorite movie. Razzie Award winner James Gunn, absolutely. Hello, Jeff Ito's movie blog. Yeah, no, definitely it's by far my favorite movie in the MCU.
Yeah.
Guardians
it's the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked Guardians 2, didn't love it.
I love Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell's great.
I think my Guardians 2
great
fixed,
Over and over again.
He's got great hair.
Guardians 2 fixed a lot of things in the MCU, or not necessarily fixed, but solved a lot of complaints I had with the MCU, the lack of stakes, you know, villains, like those were problems I had with a lot of the MCU movies, and I think Guardians 2 did those things very well.
Yeah, I thought definitely one of the better villains in a while. We've actually had a couple of great villains this summer.
Michael Keaton
MCU.
was
Michael
great
Keaton was really good in the Vulture too in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, dude, Thor looks nuts.
Yeah, Guardians is my second favorite MCU movie, but we'll get to my favorite in a minute. So Guardians was my next pick.
Your favorite is the Academy Award-winning Ant-Man starring Paul Rudd, right?
No.
On my list.
It just
No, it's a thing.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah, Maggie, you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, Maggie.
But
no,
we'll talk about my favorite in a minute. Tim, go ahead.
Sure. So yeah, next for me, which might be your favorite, Robert, where I'm gonna ride that MCU train.
Mhm.
You know what? No, I'll
You
skip
can talk
it.
about it. I think you know my favorite.
It's probably Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that for you.
All right, I'll talk about Winter Soldier next.
I'm gonna jump on one that a lot of people don't like. Robert, I don't know if you've watched it yet. Is Watchmen?
I knew you.
I haven't yet. I have it upstairs.
Watchmen a
It's
lot.
really intense.
I have it upstairs. I have not watched it yet.
I like it. I don't want to spend too much time on it because there's a lot we could get into with Watchmen. I think it's good though. I enjoy it.
That's Zack Snyder.
I was about to say like a
visionary director Zack Snyder.
Visionary.
No, that
visionary
movie
director.
definitely it's good. It's intense and it's long, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
the director's cut that I have is like 3 hours, isn't it?
The director's cut is just over 3 hours, and then the cut is
I haven't had the stamina to sit down and watch that after work any day yet.
Yeah. So Maggie, why don't you throw out another one? We'll go one more for each of you, and then we'll go to worst.
Okay, so I'm gonna say also MCU. Well, should I do MCU or DC? Pick for me, because I can do
DC.
Yeah, you should do DC.
I'm gonna actually say Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Because I thoroughly enjoy Danny DeVito's performance as the Penguin, and I think I've never been more creeped out by a Batman villain than I was by him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I think that it was
really like hypersexual and it was kind of creepy.
I mean, it was, but like, okay, to be fair, I watched it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and that was the first time I watched it. But I think
I saw it recently, like this summer.
It great, but it didn't age badly.
No, I think
either. And like, I feel like the first Batman aged a little bit worse.
I would disagree with that, actually.
I don't know. I really like Danny DeVito's performance is a real standout for me, even though it's creepy. But like, that's the point.
Yeah.
I watched both Batman 89 and Batman Returns recently, and I would actually say that 89 is a little bit like in 2017 is less cheesy than Batman Returns is. I like Danny DeVito and I like Michelle Pfeiffer, and it's dark as heck. But I love Jack Nicholson as Joker.
Yeah,
in 89. I like 89 better than Batman Returns.
The first Joker I ever saw was Heath Ledger, so then going backwards kind of made it hard.
Can we talk for a minute about what James just said in the comments section? If we're counting animated movies,
which we're not, but
no, we if it's a movie, we can count it.
Well, you're the only one who's seen those.
That's okay. Justice League Doom is really good. It's really good, James. I thoroughly enjoy Justice League Doom. My favorite animated superhero movie, though, is probably Crisis on Infinite Earth, I think. James knows what it's about. We talk about the DC animated movies whenever a new one comes out. We loved Killing Joke, didn't we?
No, Killing Joke was overrated.
Killing Joke was very
Killing Joke was it was fine.
You did not see it, Robert. Don't.
Yes, I did.
Oh no, on the Voodoo he saw that.
Yeah. I didn't see it in theaters, and it's one day that it was in theaters, but yes, I did see the movie.
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably it. Batman versus Robin, I liked. I have them all. I'm trying to find them.
What do you think of Mask of the Phantasm?
It's good. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's been like I haven't seen it in like 10 years.
I haven't seen it at all.
I think we lost Sky the Emo.
My other one is who? Sky the Emo.
Yeah, it's 6 viewers. No, we have 5.
Damn, Sky the Emo. The other one I really like is Under the Red Hood. Is a really, really, really good Batman animated movie. And you know what? Why don't we also, if we're talking animated, Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even Lego Batman.
Yeah, what the hell? Lego Batman is so good.
Yeah.
Lego Batman's probably the best DC movie that's come out since The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like,
well,
between the...
Do you think until Wonder Woman or including Wonder Woman?
Well, like, oh, yeah. Well, Wonder Woman came out afterwards, so...
Yeah. So, previous to...
And honestly, I'd probably pick Lego Batman over Wonder Woman.
I mean, Lego Batman...
I don't think I would.
watch.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
And it's more entertaining. Not that Wonder Woman isn't entertaining, but it's definitely like longer and
It's an hour
heavier
I
and-
love Wonder Woman up until like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It got better the second time.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
last-
no, I agree. I saw it twice in theaters too. But
Yeah. All right, Robert, why don't you throw out your
so
best?
because we said we were going to. I'm gonna go back to the MCU and we're gonna talk about Winter Soldier for a minute.
Yep.
Winter Soldier is my favorite of the MCU. I think it stands alone. I think it stands alone as its own superhero movie. It stands alone in the Captain America trilogy. It stands alone in the MCU. So I think while it helps and is incorporated with the other ones, it also stands alone. It takes the MCU and really twists it on its head. I mean, it's like a spy action adventure movie.
Yeah.
I just love the reconnaissance and all this kind of stuff. I love the introduction of Falcon.
Yep.
Like that's great. Sebastian Stan and Bucky, like the Winter Soldier. Robert Redford is fantastic. Like
Sam Jackson too.
Sam, yeah. I just remember seeing that in theaters the weekend it came out and just being blown away. That first scene on the ship is fantastic. Like I just remember saying this is so unlike anything else in the MCU up until this point.
Yeah.
And just I think because it was so different and so perfect and amazing, I just have to include Winter Soldier. The end scene with the helicarriers and the whole fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
Yep. It is my second favorite MCU movie.
The elevator scene, it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely my second favorite. For me, with MCU, it goes Guardians, Winter Soldier, The Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I know a lot of people. The Avengers is their favorite from the MCU.
Yeah, me, it's Winter Soldier, Guardians, Avengers.
Okay, so since we've got about 20 minutes left,
talk worst.
Let's dig into these bad ones now. I know a lot of people really like this movie.
Why do you get to go? Oh no, it's your turn.
But I'm gonna bring it up. I actually have it right up here. Should I grab it and show it to people?
Sure.
No, we have 20 minutes. Let's go.
We've got this movie right here. It's called Daredevil.
Tim, I'm gonna piggyback right off that with my first pick.
I know what you're gonna say. This movie's
I know
called.
what you said too.
I own it on Blu-ray.
We watched it.
We watched it. We watched the director's cut.
I've never seen this movie, for the record.
This is a movie starring Ben Affleck.
I love him though.
And it's so bad.
It's bad.
It's really bad. And I liked it as a kid. When it came out, I remember watching it.
You were wrong.
Well, I remember watching it with my dad and thinking, because it came out the year after Spider-Man and the year before Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
It also came out the same year as Ang Lee's Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just being bombarded and it came out the same year as X2. So I was being bombarded by these superhero movies.
And people say that there are too many superhero movies coming out today.
Well, there are.
For a while.
That was 3 that year. There's like 8 this year.
Yeah, that's true. But nonetheless, I think there's a lot about Daredevil that's actually kind of underrated. I think the way that the action sequences are decent when it's just Daredevil fighting gangs but when it's
you can't even remember who he's fighting.
No. I'm saying when he's not fighting Bullseye and when he's not fighting the Kingpin. It's when he's fighting like all the thugs in the bar. Like that's all cool, but then the CGI is terrible. Yeah. The story is Ben Affleck's not good in the movie. The only person who's good in that movie? Jon Favreau.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say Michael Clark Duncan.
No, John. I'm 99% sure it's Jon Favreau. So let me just. Yep, Jon Favreau plays Foggy.
Oh.
And he's good. It's Jon Favreau. I love Jon Favreau. So and I can't believe we never talked about Iron Man.
I was gonna bring it up. That was the MCU movie I was gonna bring up, but
Iron Man's good. We love you, Jon Favreau.
It's overrated. Unpopular opinion.
Well, this will be the end of the Sunday. The first Iron Man's really good. Anyway, Daredevil. That's my first choice as a bad one. Go ahead, Meg.
I'm gonna say Elektra. because the movie's terrible.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's like
Didn't see that one either, guys.
It's so bad. It makes me hate Hollywood as a woman. And yeah, like look at that. Look at this. It is terrible. It hurts me.
Look at her boobs.
I can't do it.
It
hurt me so bad I took a nap while we watched it.
And it's only 100 minutes long, and that's the extended director's cut.
Oh, jeez.
100 minutes too many.
It's so bad. Have you seen it, Robert?
No, I haven't.
Treat yourself.
So bad.
Or don't. Like, treat myself by not watching it.
She like trains for a really long time with this man that she falls in love with, and it's just.
I don't even remember that.
It happened.
I've seen the movie 3 times. I don't remember that. I own it, and I don't remember any of that. It's really, really terrible. Robert, why don't you throw something out?
I had one in mind, and then that's what I was gonna say. I am going to say X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett Ratner directed that, and yeah, this is not good.
No. You know what I want? You know what I really love in my superhero movies?
What's that?
Scenes where the best character from the comic book just inexplicably die in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Right? And then Magneto can literally lift the Golden Gate Bridge.
You know what? You know what the worst part about that movie is
Kelsey Grammer.
The whole.
I'm kidding.
What did you say?
I said Kelsey Grammer.
Oh yeah, that. The whole thing up to that point, in the X-Men franchise with Magneto was, he wants to save the mutants. He wants all the mutants, the brotherhood of the mutants.
Mm-hmm.
It's like mutant and proud. That's the thing. He loves the mutants, but if other mutants get in his way, he'll stop them.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of X-Men 3, when they're going to the big battle, and I don't remember, I think it's Pyro is about to go jump into the fight.
Yeah, he's about to go fight Iceman.
He stops him and says, "Let the pawns go first." What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not Magneto. He doesn't let the pawns go. Those are his brothers. Those aren't the pawns. That movie.
And also, I guess Angel is just randomly flying around and happens to catch somebody as they're falling.
I watched that with you. That's right. That's
yeah. Well, you watched most of that.
I watched that part with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie.
So there's a lot to not like in that movie. The Phoenix stuff is weird and meh, and no, I just don't like it.
Piggybacking on that, X-Men had a rough few years because in 2006, The Last Stand came out, and then in 2009, the Oscar-winning film X-Men Origins Wolverine. No, it didn't.
No, he's messing with
X-Men
you.
Origins Wolverine is
terrible.
An atrocity.
Is that the one you're picking?
That is what I'm picking. Yes, it's an atrocity. I don't know what else to say. They sewed the merc with a mouth shut.
And then it happened.
There are some things in that movie that I can enjoy, but there's very little. There's some that I like. Gambit is my favorite X-Men character, and I think what?
You should just let him speak.
No, I like Gambit in this movie. I think Taylor Kitsch did a good job with the character. Yeah. I like the character. I
just never pictured Logan as a lumberjack.
Yeah, no, I'm not defending that at all. But I think Gambit being in there is good. I love Dominic Monaghan in this movie.
He's in it for 10 minutes.
He's in the first 10 minutes, and that's the best 10 minutes of the movie. Because it's the opening credits, and then it's Dominic Monaghan scene at the fair, and then from then on, until Gambit gets introduced, it's pretty crappy.
Yeah. All right. Maggie, why don't you go next?
Liev Schreiber's okay in that movie, too.
Over DC. And I'm not going to say Batman film, but I'm going to say the Green Lantern. And I'm going to say the Green Lantern, starring Ryan Reynolds, because I indeed saw this movie. Before I watched a lot of comic book movies, I sat by myself and watched it downstairs. And I remember watching it, and I remember being like, wow, I like Ryan Reynolds. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds
and
is
then
good.
I remember things happening and me being like, so that guy's going to become a villain. and this dialogue is really bad, and the CGI is terrible. And this was before I thought those things.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
So yeah.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah.
I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah, there's not much to say about that one. Huh?
Have you seen it?
Yeah, my roommate and I watched it at point.
It's an atrocity.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Oh shoot, I'm next. What am I gonna say? Let's hop back into the MCU for a small moment, as I bring out
the bad movie in the MCU.
There are a few bad movies in the MCU. I would say there are 3.
There's one.
I would say there are 3.
I'd say
there's one
I
bad
would say
one. There's one bad one and there's 2 mediocre ones.
The 3, in my opinion, the 3 bad movies in the MCU are Iron Man 2 and 3 and Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World is a good movie. I will fight anyone on that any day.
Well, that's a topic for a different day. We will fight on it. But I do not like Thor: The Dark World at all. But the one I was actually going to throw out is Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3?
Yeah. I think Iron Man 3 is worse than Iron Man 2.
But I like Trevor.
We can...
I'm Trevor.
Trevor?
It's okay. So the problems with Iron Man 3 are this. You get set up. I don't have a problem with the villain being a different person than expected. I have a problem when you set the villain up as this like really intense, badass terrorist, Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to be some punk. Like, exactly. Well, I don't have a problem with it being Guy Pearce. I have a problem with it being like it's supposed, huh?
A loser?
Yeah. Like the scene where he realizes that I'm an actor.
Yeah.
It's like the best movie.
I hate that turn. And I think you've actually said this in a review of yours, Tim. Iron Man 3 is what happens when you have a director that has a very distinct style that clashes with a franchise that has a different style.
I would agree with that. I love Shane Black. The Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang are so good. And
Nice Guys is great.
I think that if Shane Black made an Iron Man movie when the MCU didn't exist, it'd be fine. Mm-hmm. But in the context of a post-Avengers world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the other thing. So I was talking earlier about how Guardians 2 fixed a lot of like the stakes problems. They do so many fake deaths in this movie, and I hate it so much. Pepper.
Well, they do that a lot in the MCU in general.
I know, but there's like 3 or 4 just in the finale of this movie.
Yeah.
Of Iron Man 3. And that many in that short of a time went, oh no, they're back, and now they have extra powers and can kill people. Like,
yeah, that does
come
happen.
on. Yeah. It's
rough.
There's so many that, oh, that character actually died. I felt connection. John Favreau was happy. Like, oh my gosh, happy. Oh, wait, no, he's alive.
Yeah, he's okay.
Oh, Pepper died. Oh, no, she's alive. Oh, Guy Pearce died. Oh, no, she's alive. Like, there's just so many of those moments that piss me off.
I would agree with that. I think that Iron Man 2 is a worse movie than Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. And Robert, you are not entitled to your opinion. I am right. I think the next obvious choice, since we have 8 minutes left, and we can just talk about this wonderful, wonderful film that we all love to hate, and that is a movie that goes by the name of...
Don't say it.
What did you say?
Chill out.
No, I was going to say Fantastic.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Batman and Robin.
I thought he was going to say Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin is bad. We already discussed it a little bit. Fantastic is something I'd love to talk about.
Yeah, Fantastic is like one of the worst things I've seen in recent years.
Yeah.
Like, it was like it was so obvious that like Fox just went in there and was like, all right, so we don't like what you have, so we're gonna change it a little bit and then release it and hope it goes over well.
Yeah, and hope it makes money so we can do another one.
1 year later.
Yeah.
And honestly, no. So here's the thing with that movie. It all goes wrong at that point. Up to that point,
it's all right. Yeah.
But the rest of it after that is so bad that it completely ruins everything that was done in the first 45 minutes.
That movie's
short. That movie is like an hour and a half long, and the first 45 minutes you're like, this isn't half bad. It's almost over, and we're doing okay. And then just boom, it takes such a big nosedive.
Another
Like,
big problem
the finale of that movie is so horrendous.
Yeah.
it's another sky beam with debris going all around, and Toby Kebbell in a mask disintegrating people, and like.
Actually, that's the one scene in the second half of that movie that I find.
When he like walks through the hallway and is like
he's
pushing people around,
like is like shooting, like creating the holes in people.
Yeah, but like
yeah,
the scene where Mr. Fantasticer is just like driving around and just like twitches and his face changes into Miles Teller, and you're just like,
that's right.
What?
I totally forgot that happens.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that visual is implanted in my mind forever.
Well, and then there's also Kate Mara's hair that changes. So
like drastically
changes. So you can tell when they did the reshoots because it's a blonde wig in one half of the movie, and then the other half of the movie it's her normal hair. So what are we doing, Fox?
Yeah, the other thing in Fantastic is the trailer actually made it look halfway decent. Like the half of the trailer wasn't in the movie. Like the scene where the Thing falls out of the airplane and it like comes down and he just starts smashing stuff, and there's the one-liner from the people still up in the plane, not in the movie at all.
Yeah, and you know what that is funny about that is the fact that Fox has such a good marketing team because they made Apocalypse look incredibly good, and they made Fantastic Four look pretty good in a movie that we all were kind of skeptical about to begin with. But for some reason, they just can't get a hold of the Fantastic Four. All three of them.
I would argue that the first one's okay.
First one's alright.
Nah.
That's another.
I prefer the Silver Surfer movie over the first one.
Similar to the Spider-Man we were talking about earlier, like the first two Spider-Man, the first Fantastic Four is another movie, Maggie, that you and I watched quite a bit when we were kids, or when we were significantly younger. So I think there might be a little bit of nostalgia clogging your brain there, but I don't mind some of the first Fantastic Four.
And like I said earlier, it's like I watched Daredevil a ton as a kid, and I thought it was awesome. And I remember, but with Fantastic Four, I remember seeing it
thinking it was bad
and thinking that it was just goofy. And it came out when I was younger. I was probably 11 when it came out, and I remember seeing it. And the climactic battle between the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom is maybe under 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a lot of expectations.
Mr. Fantastic punches him in the face once, and then the Thing grabs the fire hydrant and they blow the water on him and then freeze him, and that's how it ends, and that's it. It's like under 2 minutes, and then it's done, and you're like, that was our big boss battle, and we have to remember that's after seeing an incredible boss battle the year before with Spider-Man and Doc Ock, and there was just so much like. I was pumped going into that movie, and it just let me down. And I feel the same way about Fan Four Stick. Feel the same way about Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I wasn't pumped going into Fan Four Stick.
I wasn't either.
Because you had seen it already, and you told me it was going to be a pilot.
I had seen it.
I saw it opening night too. I saw it that Thursday night.
Yeah, I saw it like.
We did a double feature that night.
Yeah, I saw it a few days before it came out, and then went with her because I wanted her to see how bad it was.
I saw that Thursday night. I remember because I got out of the theater and there was somebody in the vending stand. And they're like, "So what is this? Was it like really, really good?" This is some new person. I don't even remember who it was, and I'm just like, "No."
Yeah.
And then,
I know it was terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's time to start wrapping up. So, this was our little conversation about comic movies this summer. Let us know, guys, in the comments if you enjoyed listening to us ramble on for a few minutes.
We can ramble for a really long time.
We could probably have kept...
could ramble for like 3 hours about this topic.
About this topic. So I think we'll definitely try this again, either next week or a week after. We'll give it another go, and we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this, though, hit that like button, hit subscribe.
Robert needs to do a plug.
I do.
we will get there. So yeah, subscribe to this channel, Tim Loves Movies. Hit that like button, and then you can find me on Twitter at Tim Loves Movies. You got anything to plug?
No.
Are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter, but the only thing you can find on Twitter is pictures of my dog. So if you want to see cute pictures of a very old beagle, you can follow me at May24 Maggie, MAE. That's the name of my dog.
All right, Robert.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at RBRTPRKR98. Complicated handle, I know. But so you can find me on there. And then the other thing I wanted to plug is recently I competed in the Worldwide Movie Trivia Ultimate Tournament. So this is on the channel Take 3 Productions. They're a fantastic channel. They do a ton of content. They do live watch-alongs of movies, live shows, podcast shows similar to this every Friday night. They do the movie trivia matches, which is what I recently competed in. So my first 2 matches are up on there. So if you want to go check out what my movie trivia knowledge is up against some of the best in their league, go check out Take 3 Productions. They're a fantastic channel. And yeah, that's about it. Tim is actually my personal trainer in this league. So he's...
Good job. We only made it through 2 matches.
So far, there's more to come.
The first one, really.
Yeah, that's true. So I just ruined.
So basically, yeah, check out Take 3 Productions, check out my matches on there, and give them some love. There's some great guys who are doing some great content over there.
Yeah, I recently subscribed to their channel because I'm a big fan of Collider, so I watched the Ultimate Schmodown, and then Robert told me about their channel, so I recently subscribed to them and checked out Robert's match, checked out a couple of other matches. They also did the live watch-along of the Prestige, so I jumped into that and just looked at it a little bit. Yeah, they've got some good content over there, and I'm glad I subscribed. So if you're one of my subscribers, all 95 of you, go and check them out as well. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Again, I will repeat it. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe so that next time
We can have real conversation in the chat.
We can have a real conversation in the chat. And if you liked this video version of the Sunday Talks podcast, as opposed to the audio,
version?
as opposed to the audio only version we did last time, let us know. We can do it again like this. We're doing this with Google Hangouts, so we can do this whenever we want, and we can have guests on. So just let us know.
If you want Robert back, let them know.
Yeah, Robert will be back. Robert will always be back. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, have a good one.
Bye.
Yeah.